Hey, I'm Jisoo and welcome to Lords of the Fallen. I've been playing this game non-stop for 4 days and I finally completed it. I'm happy to start now making videos about the game because I love it. I just simply love it. So, this build is, I want to say it is a melee focused build, but it can be so much more. And I didn't know how to name it. I thought initially the Hunga Bunga build, but I didn't feel like it felt professional, so I decided to settle for the Soul Reaper build. So, what do we have when it comes to the build? The weapon I'm using is the Crushing Gaze, and as you can see, it's fully upgraded. The reason why I chose this one is because it deals withered damage. And if you don't know, it's like that blue thingy. It's like you're damaging the health, the soul of your enemy, and eventually it's going to count as damage if you keep hitting the enemy. I really like this weapon, but it's a heavy weapon, and right off the bat, you may want to. I don't want to spoil anything, but you get a certain item with the blacksmith. Whenever you complete her quest line, you get an item which allows you to basically nullify the weight of any weapon. Any weapon which allows you to socket that specific rune into it. So it's pretty useful, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It is a pretty useful rune, and I will definitely try to get my hands on it whenever I can. So next we have this shield, and if you didn't know, you can also upgrade the shields in this game to allow you to also socket some runes. And as you can see right now, I just have something basic. I have two shields I have upgraded. This one is what I usually run if I'm just trying to get some health in between encounters, but this one is very useful because whenever enemies attack you, provided you have enough stability, you can basically repel them. Like anytime they hit you, they get repelled, which is very nice. You actually bypass this having to parry, which is really good. I'm going to come back later to what type of catalyst you want to use. The reason why is because you have so many to choose from, and to be honest, this one, the Parry Catalyst, I've been playing with it from the beginning of the game, and it gets the job done. Like, it's fully upgraded. It is very good. I don't know if anything else might be better for the time being. I may have to spend more time experimenting, but for the time being, I can tell you already, this is a great tool to cast sorceries and spells and whatnot. Anyway, I'm going to come back to the spells later as I'm trying to explain more what the build does. And when it comes to my outfit, I'm just rocking the strongest, possibly heaviest armor I could find right now. Again, I'm at the end of the game, so whatever I'm wearing right now is end game. But I also feel like most of the things I was wearing back then was found mid game. It doesn't matter what armor you wear. To be honest, you're going to see why later. But yeah, I think the most important part is the spells and the rings you're going to equip. So when it comes to the pendant, I'm using the Unbridled Focus because it's going to reduce the mana cost of channeled sorceries and aura sorceries, which is exactly what we have here. I think this one is, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like this counts as a channeled sorcery. I don't know. Anyway, I'm also using the Ring of Radiant Priminous. Anyway, I'm using this ring because, well, initially this catalyst only allows me to cast Inferno type of magic, but having this ring gives me the ability to cast multiple spells from multiple schools, which is exactly what I want, because those ones are really good, but I also feel like Adir's hardiness gives you an extra layer of protection, which we will definitely need. Other than that, I don't feel like there's anything else which could potentially be beneficial. Also, when it comes to the rings, the other one, also, this one, honestly, I don't know which one to go for. Sometimes I go for poise, sometimes I go for increased physical damage. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like for this, like the second slot, it comes down to what you want. Because with this build, you don't really need the poise, but sometimes you do. So I'll say for the sake of consistency, we're going to stick with boys and physical damage if you want to. Well, the Grievous ring is also a good choice because it's going to allow you to regain some health and soul flay charges whenever you perform a Grievous strike, which is going to happen a lot. And with this build, because I don't have any weight for the weapon I'm using, which is, I think it's going to be like around 40. When it comes to encumbrance, I'm into medium, which is like I can have some some semi-fast rolls. I never get me killed. I mean, I want to believe it never get me killed to be, rolling like this, but you never know. Anyway, I'm going to show you why I don't feel like poise is necessary, because it's really difficult to die. But first, I feel like I need to go back to, do I have to? Maybe I can do it from here. I need to show you exactly my eyeballs. The eyeballs I'm using. Oh no, it's going to be difficult to explain it. But wait, maybe I can do it from here. Yeah, the Umbro Eye of Loche? Maybe? Huh. So, Umbro Eye of Loche. Yeah, I think that's how it's called. Main circuit effect. While charging a heavy attack, all damage is received as wither damage and your posture cannot be broken. This is huge. So basically, you have poise, like infinite poise, without anything other than this eyeball, which is huge. So basically, when you charge a heavy attack, anytime enemies hit you, it's going to be converted as wither damage, and eventually if they hit you again, well, provided you land the attack, you're going to recover that wither half bar. But if you miss the input and you whiff, there's a chance you're going to die. That's why you have all the spells to back us up just in case. But I want to show you just how powerful that eyeball is by itself. So I'm going to wait for the enemy, hopefully to just target me and not miss. I'm going to wait for him to be able to swing, to hit me, and then a charge. And you can see, I was able to withstand the attack. Okay, I'm almost dead. I think I'm okay. That actually works. Waiting for him to be able to. I think we killed it. Oh no, actually I died. Okay. Wait, it was not supposed to happen. So I'm going to go back and reset. But you can already tell that it's very powerful to be able to charge heavy attacks without being staggered, without being also interrupted. And we're going to have some backup plans just to make sure that we actually get through with it, because this is potentially one of the hardest enemies in the game. So it's actually I'll say it's very good that we get to try it against this guy and nobody else. So the spells, you want to cast the spells, I'll say right away, like right before the encounter, especially boss fights, because you won't have time to cast them when the fight begins, and then you can just start swinging. I also thought about something like to do with like a ring for stamina, because often you actually have to wait for your stamina to recover, something to keep to keep in mind. So usually that's what you would do. You would cast your spells, one, the other doesn't matter, and then you will go in, and you will see that this guy is going to swing. But I have this the aura to be able to heal myself, which is why I'm not dead right now, and why my health, even though this guy is swinging, like his life was on the line, I am not even bothered. So next we have the aura of tenacity, which is going to decrease the damage I receive, which is why I feel like that alone carried me through the entire game. The aura of tenacity, that alone was so significant that I was surviving almost every single encounter. Every single boss encounter, especially paired with that weapon and the charge, the uninterrupted charge attack. So it's time to end this encounter, because as you can see, I'm slowly but surely running out of mana, and when it's over, well, it's basically game over for us. So, and I'll say on my own time, whenever I try those builds, because I'm always trying to make them as optimal as possible, it's not just about making one build, it's about making the build. And I know there's always room for improvement, you know, no matter how good the build is, there's always room for optimizations, but I want to believe that this is an okay build, and also make sure that I have enough, I'll say, mana stones, just in case I run out. But hey, let's see exactly how things should go. For some reason he was hitting last round, I don't know what that was about, but hey, let's try something new. Let's try to rip his soul and deal as much damage as possible. Boom. You can already tell why I'm calling this build the Unga Bunga build. I remember a specific boss fight where, well, I don't think the boss ever had time to do anything, and this wasn't even the fully optimized version of the build. No, it was just me having the crushing gaze. I think that the name of the weapon is. Let me check. Yeah, the crushing gaze, and I'll say some buffs, and that was it. I'll say the eyeballs, they are very powerful, especially if you get your hands on the good stuff. They are a game changer. They can allow you to change entirely how you play, which is, I'll say, that's huge. This game has a huge build potential. I also played Lies of P and completed the game 4 times, but I don't feel like Lies of P comes close to this game when it comes to how diverse you can get with the builds, and that's honestly, that's amazing. So it's really difficult to die whenever you have this build on, but if you do run I think the only way you could potentially die is if you run out of mana, but not because of the crown, because it's actually very good for crown control, like really good. I know how the basic enemies are very annoying in this game. You don't need to tell me, I know. But yeah, and I also think it wouldn't be a proper Soul Reaper build. You know, it has to do with souls, right? It wouldn't be. I actually assume that, you know, the whole Wither system, the whole Umbro system is interesting. You know, it's not just about transitioning from one world to the next just because you want to reach at one item. You know, no, it's actually, you can use your Soul Flay to like immobilize enemies. Let me show you how to do that. It's not just something you use for traversal. No, it is very practical in combat, provided the enemy is not, you know, like a giant. Like, see right here, I'm going to move this guy and deal a lot of damage to his soul. I think it's going to count it if I also hit him. So let's do that. I'm going to interrupt him here. I mean, he's going to interrupt me. I'm going to rip his soul and just keep on going. This guy can sometimes summon some, like, I'll say, some very nasty things on the ground. And if you can prevent him from doing so by just moving him around, that's so nice. You know, he's automatically interrupted and he can't do anything about it. See? He can't do anything about it. And now we just, I don't know, maybe we just get naked and see what happens. Oh, see, it doesn't, I mean, it does matter what you were, but you can still sustain some hits, you know, here and there. It's okay, see, it's okay. You don't really need the armor, so any armor you wear is going to be okay. It's going to be, you're going to be fine. Also, I didn't mention it, but my other eyeballs allow me to get some like 25% more hitting efficiency whenever I'm in Umbro, which can be a game changer. But I also feel like it all comes down to how efficient you are with the charge R2. I'm going to try to see if I can defeat this guy without using anything else, because I have something to prove. You know, it has to do with the fact that charge R2 is all you need, you know, being able to tank those attacks. And there you go. The timing is everything, and I feel like enemies will try to, you know, to counter you whenever they feel like you are charging for too long. But I feel like if you play your cards right, you should be able to not die like I just did. It's all about knowing the timing, like when you should release the attack, as opposed to I don't know. You just saw it. I was able to take multiple hits, and it works well against bosses because sometimes they only attack once or like in a row, and then they back off, allowing you to retaliate and recover all that withered health. And I guess that's it for the build. Honestly, there's still room for optimization. I'm still thinking about whether or not I should use this pattern or the one which increases my physical damage and physical defense. I still don't know. It's very sometimes like I feel like it's very difficult to know what exactly some things do. Like here, this is going to add fire damage to my weapon, and this is going to add, I'll say, still, I mean, it's still fire damage, but this one is going to add burn status effect, and then ignite status. I just don't know why they had to separate those into three. Like, what's the difference? I still don't know how I beat the game, and I still feel like there's no proper way to tell what kind of affliction is upon an enemy, except when it comes to wither damage, because you see that glowing white health bar. It's easy to tell, but anything else, it's very. I don't even know if poison, smite, frostbite. I don't know if anything works. It's really hard to tell. But anyway, that was the build, and hopefully there are more videos on the way. And yeah, hope you're going to go. I'll say. I don't want to say balls deep. I'll say hammer deep into those enemies, especially the small ones. The small ones are so annoying. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Peace.